Amazing. I'm truly excited to do this today. And I hope if you're watching this, no matter where you are in the world, no matter who sent this video to you, I want you to gain some value from what we have just created when it comes to our program called Habits of the Elite. My name is Jason Solomon. I've been an entrepreneur for 9 years. I've been blessed to build up multiple businesses on a global scale, stretching to 20 to 30 different countries, working with some of the greatest minds in the world. If you ever are into personal growth, if you look up people like Bob Proctor, if you look up certain individuals that have led the way when it comes to personal development, mindset, leadership, and business, I've been blessed to be in the rooms with these individuals and get extreme mentorship from them. And so, one of the things I saw throughout the time of me working with those leaders was how they were able to serve people. When I got into personal growth when I was 18 years old, one of the first things that I saw was YouTube. I was watching a lot of videos. I saw how leaders were sharing their vision, sharing the information that they gathered. And one of the things I've always wanted to do was be able to give back the information that I gained. If you ever heard of a book like Think and Grow Rich, it was written by a guy named Napoleon Hill. And Napoleon Hill did not create the information. What he did was he went out and sought 500 of the world's most successful people, studied their information, and then he put it into his own book called Laws of Success and Think and Grow Rich. And then he shared that with the world. And so for the past 9 years, I've been doing the same thing. I've been gathering information, applying into my life, starting different businesses and having success, having failures. So throughout the years, I've learned what works and what works and what doesn't work. And that's why I came up with this series called Habits of the Elite. Now, before I talk about this or get into any in depth about it, whoever sent you this video, I need you to understand that this is not something that we promote just outwardly. This is not something that is promoted through ads or lead generation. Whoever sent you this video, it was personal. And they probably got advice from me that it was okay to send it to you. And I'm really excited because when I start to do my mindset calls, because Habits of the Elite is a 3-part series that I was doing my mindset calls and I converted it into this program. When I started doing my mindset calls, I was 18 years old and I was just sharing the information that I was learning, that I was applying, but I started to see how it was impacting other people's lives. And so I continued to do them, continued to do them, continued to refine how they were developed. And throughout that time, the people that have been on those mindset calls, and there's a lot of individuals throughout the years, they've seen massive results. I mean, there's individuals that have made their first 6 figures, that have earned 7-figure deals, that are now financially free, time free, that have different businesses, that are improved their relationships, that improve their mindset, and all the things that revolve around personal and professional development. And so throughout my time of building different businesses, you work with so many different people, you truly learn what works and what doesn't work. And then you start to understand what habits do the successful people have. One of my mentors, Bob Proctor, he coined a phrase that was called paradigms. Now, if you don't know what paradigms are, you want to look this up. Paradigm means it's a combination of habits that make you you, that make me me. And if we want to change our life, we have to change our paradigm, meaning we have to change our set of habits. And if you understand something about habits, 90% of the things that we do, to 90 to 95, excuse me, percent of the things that we do are habitual. The time you wake up in the morning, where you work, what clothes you wear, what foot you put in first when you're getting dressed into your clothes, what you eat on a daily basis, how many times or how often do you work out at the gym, the type of way, the way you drive your car. Do you drive with your left hand or your right hand or both hands on the steering wheel? All these little habits combined create you. What hand you write with, right? What all the things you do, your spending habits, the people that you associate with, these are all formed in our paradigm. So if you want to change your life, you have to change your paradigm. And in order for you to change your paradigm, you have to change your habits. When I was 18 years old, I first learned what a habit was. Now, I wanted to change my results. I come from an environment where I was not financially successful. My parents didn't have an abundance of income and abundance of success to pass to me and my brother. So I always knew I wanted more. Maybe you're the same way, saying, hey, listen, I want something different. I'll be very honest with you. If you don't want anything different, you need to stop this video right now because what I'm going to share is not for you. But if you do want something different, continue to listen. I wanted something different. So when I got around my mentors and I started to study, why human beings do the things they do, why do we wear what we wear, eat what we eat, earn what we earn, live how we live, it all came down to this one word called habits. And so, I got an idea recently, and with my mindset calls, I wanted to kind of shift them up. Normally, I would do Q&As, but then I said, you know what? Let me start to add different topics. Some of the topics we do on our mindset calls are wealth and money mindset, which people love because money is the number one thing that everybody thinks about, but it's the number one thing nobody wants to talk about. So we have to understand this thing called money. And then I did topics along the lines of, Q&As. If anybody had questions on mindset, personal growth. Then I did topics over the laws of the universe. If you're into personal growth, you really have to understand the laws. Or if you're into growth, you want to know how the laws work. And then I said, you know what? Let me do a topic called habits of the elite. Now, this came to mind because I said, you know what? Most people are struggling because they have struggling habits. When you're a baby, when you're born, you're not born as this person. You're not born as that person. When you're born, you are just born. The things that you pick up along the way are other people's habits. That's why if you're in a position where you're losing, babies have to be taught how to lose and they have to be taught how to win. And what they're taught is from repetition of an idea over and over and over again that goes into your subconscious mind and then it's acted upon. I need you to think about this when it comes down to habits. How do you know your name? You know your name because your mom said your name over and over and over and over and over again, or your guardian said your name over and over and over again. Imagine if your guardian or your mom said, hey, I'm telling you your name one time, never forget it. I'm only going to tell you one time. You wouldn't know your name. It's the same thing when we're building wealth. It's the same thing when we're trying to become time and financially free. It's the same thing when we're wanting to live the lifestyle we want to live. We have to understand how things are formed and how things are changed. How do you build habits and how do you change habits? So when I decided to do the series called Habits of the Elite, I sat down and I thought, all right, with my mentors that I've been blessed to work with some amazing people, what were some habits that they possessed? When I'm in rooms with these individuals that are multimillionaires, that are billionaires, I'm always looking to see what are they consistently doing over in a period of time, or what have they consistently done that they develop into a habit. And I wrote down a list of different habits that I've also applied into my life. And I said, you know what? I'm going to call these habits of the elite. And so I did the first mindset call called Habits of the Elite Part 1. Everybody on that call loved it. And I got so much feedback. I got individuals that told me, hey, Jason, because of your Habits of the Elite call, I went from earning about $4,000 a month to now I've done my biggest month of $10,000 in a month by applying those habits. Now, I can't claim anything. There's going to be disclaimers thrown throughout this video. But when I hear those success stories, when I hear individuals saying, hey, listen, I built a new habit of walking every single day and for 15 minutes, and I've lost 45 pounds by me walking every day for 15 minutes. When I hear those different stories, I start to think anyone can change, but they have to understand, number one, what is a habit? And number two, how our habits change. And so what I did was this. I said, you know what? I'm going to continue these calls. I'm going to do two more series called Habits of the Elite Part 2, Habits of the Elite Part 3. And then I got an idea. I said, you know what? Why don't I create this into a program? When I talk to a lot of people, they always ask me, hey, Jason, do you have any content you can share with me? Do you have any programs? And at the time, I didn't. I always want to have something to where I can send to somebody and they can sit down and study it and take the information and apply it. But at the time, I didn't have it. And so I spoke with some team members and they said, hey, listen, let's create this thing called Habits of the Elite program. And I love the idea because this will allow us to reach many more people around the globe. As I mentioned, I've had business in 20 to 30 different countries. And throughout my years of networking and developing relationships, I was able to reach many different people. But now with this program, we're going to touch so many more lives because people can have these recordings. They can watch them over and over and over again. And remember this, if you want to change a habit, you first start with a new idea. Then the new idea needs to be acted upon, and the new idea needs to be repeated over and over and over again until it replaces the old idea for the lack of nourishment. I want you to imagine you have two plants. All right. And you water one plant every single day, and you have to water one plant, right? You have two plants in front of you, and you can only water one plant. And you water plant A more than you water plant B. Plant B is going to die for the lack of nourishment, while plant A is going to grow because that's the plant that you're watering. That's no different than you watering the habit of success versus the habit of failure. So when I decided to do this, I said, you know what? I want to teach principles. When you talk about principles, principles aren't things that change over a period of time. It's like the laws of the universe. Law of gravity is not going to change anytime soon. So I wanted to teach principles. I wanted to teach things that people could apply as soon as they got off the call. And I wanted to give people information, stories, examples, and things that they can do so that they can go out there and build a business, go out there and change their life, go out there and develop new relationships immediately. And the reason why I love this being in a recorded series is so that you can have the number one thing you need to change a habit, which is repetition. The books are amazing, the live calls are amazing, but when you get recordings, they are the gold. I have recordings on my phone from 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018 from my mentors that I still listen to today, recorded conversations that I still listen to today, because it's the repetition of the same idea that's going to change our results. So I'm so grateful for you to watch this. I'm truly excited. Listen, Habits of the Elite is a program that if I were to do this for companies, I would charge thousands of dollars just for companies to get this information. But as I spoke to some of the team members, I said, you know what? I want to make this affordable. I told everybody that if they work with me, I do not do things for free. One of my mentors, Bob Proctor, says, son, when people pay, they pay attention. The reason why I don't do anything for free, and I know you're like, hey, Jason, drop the bomb on me. How much does it cost? But let me explain this first. The reason why I don't do anything for free is because money is people's value system. And wherever you put your money, it shows me what you value. If you ever want to grow in life, you should sit down with a mentor and show them your bank statements. Why? Because that's going to expose what you value. And then your mentor should show you where you should start putting income. Throughout my time being these last 9 years, I've invested hundreds of thousands into books, mentorship, traveling, events, businesses, learning, growing, developing myself. So I'm not talking from somebody that has not done this before. And by me doing that, the results have came back tenfold in my life. So I want you to have the same experience. I want you to go out there and learn the power of investing into information, because you can put something out and get something back. And by you taking this information serious, your life is going to change. So instead of me charging people thousands of dollars for this program, I said, you know what? I'm going to make the program affordable, but I'm not going to make it free. And if you know me, I do everything on a purpose for a purpose. So if you want to get access to the Habit Release program, after you watch this video, first thing is I want you to text the person if you want to be a part. Matter of fact, let's start here. If you don't want to get this program, you can stop the video now, but I want you to text the person, not for me. All right? Because this is the reason why. We want people that this is for. We want people that are going to take this serious. If this is not for you, just go ahead and text the person, hey, listen, not for me, or I'll get it next time, or I'll pass. One of the three. Let them know. We don't want to waste time. But if this is for you and you're serious about changing your life, I want you to text the person, I'm in. If you're in, just text them, I'm in. Because we want to make sure that if you get this program, you're going to change your life. You're going to grow. You're going to develop into a new person. So with that being said, I do everything on a purpose for a purpose, even the pricing of things. I know my team thinks I'm weird because I price everything intentionally. If somebody wants this program, the price tag for the Habit Release program is 333 US dollars, or 333 Great British pounds. And it is yours, and you can get access to it. And the reason why I price everything like that, I want you to look up what these numbers mean. All right. Everything's intentional. I'm big on energy. I'm big on frequency, and look up what those numbers mean. But if you want to get this program, invest into yourself. Take some time, take some money, put it out into the universe. All right. If you tie a rope around your arm, the blood stops flowing. If you don't put money out into the universe, it will never come back to you. If you don't sow into your growth, you're never going to reap success. So learn the principles, learn the habits of the elite individuals, and watch what happens to you. And if you're somebody that gets this program, I want you to get in direct contact with me. Whoever sent you this video, they probably have my number or probably have my social media. I want you to get in contact with me. Let me know how you're enjoying it. Let me know what you're learning from it. And if you ever get a chance to be on some of the live mindset calls, I would love to have you there. But listen, this is the introduction to the Habits of the Elite program. I'm truly excited for you. Take action. I'll see you at the top. It's way too crowded at the bottom. Let's go. All in.